Joining us now is the head of the MMDA Command Center, Bong Nebrija. Good morning, Colonel Bong. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, James. Thank you for having me.
I'll just check on my car first if it's parked properly. Every time I see Colonel Bong, I always worry about where I'm parked. Good to have you on the show. A lot of pressure right now for motorists. Tandang Sora flyover. There's also a little bit of confusion we're hoping that maybe you can clear up. What exactly is being closed and for how long?
The closure will be the flyover itself and anything under it. So
Both ways?
Both ways, both flyovers, both directions, and anything underneath will be closed. It will be boarded up so that the contractor will have space to do their thing. And well, this means that the intersection of Tandang Sora will be closed. This will be for 2 years, starting on March 2.
That's quite a maternity leave for, I mean, because it's pregnant with possibilities, as we said, but wow, 2 years. How many cars are we expecting to be affected by this?
Well, for Commonwealth traffic, we are expecting 167,000 will be affected. And for the Tandang Sora crossing to Katipunan in both ways, around 15,000.
So this, I know it's probably hard to do without visuals. We'll try our best to support it. Where do people go? How do they go around this?
Yes, so that's why we postponed it for that reason also, so that to give ample time for the motorists to get their alternate routes, time it so that they will not be late for work once this project starts. So another thing, most of the people who will be affected by this will be the ones traversing or crossing Commonwealth from Tandang Sora to Katipunan. Remember, there are many schools in Katipunan, and also, not only in Katipunan, but also along Commonwealth that will be affected by this. So one thing is that if you're coming from Tandang Sora, and if you want to cross to Katipunan, now it's closed, what you need to do is to turn right and make a U-turn on Microtel. Just be Microtel. Then turn right to Katipunan. Same thing with, if you're coming from Katipunan, turn right to Commonwealth, make a U-turn on Home Depot, then turn right to Tandang Sora. This might be a little bit confusing, but again, in all the projects that MMDA and other contractors have undertaken, really the first few weeks or first few months will be the birth pains of this project, because everybody will be trying to, well, find their way, their new way, instead of the the way that they got used to.
Are there, I'm trying to picture this as clear as I can. I'm from the south, so it's a little vague for me. Are there businesses that are going to be affected, closed down by this? Are they right there in the closure?
Closed down, maybe not, but yes, their business might be affected by all this well, rerouting that we will be doing. And that's also one thing that we're trying to clear now, are the alternate routes that we've come up with for this project. There will be vehicles that will be rerouted. We are encouraging people to take the alternate routes rather than clog the whole thing, the whole intersection. We're trying to move vehicles away from that construction area and try to find their way. If there will be an alternate route for them to go to their destination, then might as well take that.
From now until March 3, what happens? Is it business as usual, like nothing happened, or is there anything going to be started?
Well, the reason why we extended this is for public advisory information. So from this day on up to the closure, this will be an intensified public information campaign. We asked the contractor to put up all the public advisories and the rerouting plan so that people will be advised accordingly and in time. And by the time that we close this, so everybody will be well informed and on board, and they will not be confused. Because the confusion of all the motorists here in this area will add up to the traffic, because you know, if you do not know where to go, you will slow down.
Behind that driver, and it's,
slow
checking
down.
their ways and trying to figure it out.
Right.
Do you work anywhere with these technology apps? Is there any official coordination with, let's say, these people are using a lot of Waze nowadays?
For MMDA, no. But there are plans to work with them again. Before we did, well, for identification of choke points, so that we will be efficiently deploying our enforcers on the ground. That was stopped for a while, but I think we are coming up with another proposal to them, and where talks will start again soon for this kind of project also.
So you've had dialogues with the Quezon City Council, I believe, and some of the residents. What's the sentiment, the general sentiment there?
Well, apparently they were voicing out that they were not informed. So, but the contractor EEI was telling them that yes, we did coordinate with Quezon City LGU, but you know that's too late for now. I mean, we do not want to point fingers whose fault was it. But the thing is, we are not shortchanging the very public that we're trying to serve by informing them. We're giving them 1 week more so that they could find the routes that they would take and time it so that by the time that this starts, you know, there will be less confusion and the flow of traffic will be more efficient.
Okay, a part of the confusion from netizens seems to be also, will it also be the footbridges closed or just the flyovers for the cars?
The footbridge will remain for a while. So that's one thing that we've been asking the contractor to come up with an alternative one for the pedestrians. Because there is a footbridge there that will be affected by this because the footbridge is very unique. The one that's being shown right now is that you will go up, then you will go down, but the whole bridge, the whole flyover will be demolished, and that will be affected. So we need to find another way where to put the pedestrian overpass so that the people who are crossing and using it will have an alternative footbridge to walk on.
Last time we had Celine on the show, Pialago, who was telling us that they were looking at making a temporary structure, like an elevated U-turn or some kind of temporary U-turn. Are you still looking into that?
That's something that we propose because this is a 2-year project. And, you know, we've seen how U-turns at grade works. It creates choke points. And, you know, for example, in this area, if we will put up a U-turn, many of the vehicles who will be using this are mostly PUJs. And you know how they work. They will load on the right and they will cut through to make it to the U-turn. Something that we've talked about with Quezon City DPOS, and we are asking their help, that we need to make sure that everybody will be following the U-turn lane.
Are there any private subdivisions or anything that can be opened up to ease traffic around the area?
We talked to the council and the barangay captains of this affected area. And there will be subdivision who will be affected by the rerouting. Apparently, the rerouting plan that was submitted to us by the EEI did not include the subdivisions because they know that they will not open up. But through dialogues, through the barangay captains themselves, they assured that they will.
Which subdivisions do you know?
This will be Mapayapa Village and somewhere in Don Antonio. So the Holy Spirit Drive will be an alternate route going to Sampaguita Avenue, then to Luzon Avenue. Some will not be directly crossing through or entering the village itself, but the traffic going to and from will be affected.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Colonel Bong. You got a big job once again on your plate. What did you ever do to deserve this kind of job? But we appreciate it, and thank you again for clarifying a lot of things that a lot of people have been asking as well. So that was Colonel Bong Nebrija